Generally, the Bangladesh Rural Advancement Committee is the largest non-government organization in Bangladesh and in the world. Fazl Hassan Abed is its founder.
Country like Bangladesh with 130 million people, you need to have large-scale programs, otherwise you don't bring about any significant change.
BRAC's 30,000 staff members serve over 4 million members with healthcare, nutrition, microfinance, legal aid, and other services. Over 1 million children attend BRAC's non-formal primary schools, and only 20% of its work is funded by donors.
There is a market perspective in everything, including even in development programs. You'll find that there is thinking about whether we want to do this at this cost or something alternative at that cost. These are being looked at all the time.
Abed shares with us his views on why it's so vital to think big, how to properly lay the groundwork, how to guide the process, how to employ important checks and balances. He demonstrates the importance of involving everyone to work toward a single, higher goal.
In the 70s, there was a book by Schumacher, "Our Small is Beautiful." It encapsulated a thinking about any program which is big is not very good. I mean, small is beautiful. It was somewhat a Gandhian kind of principles that big means a big factory where people are dehumanized. Small is beautiful in the sense that you do things, you produce things yourselves and so on. But we felt that in terms of development programs, whatever you do in Bangladesh, if it is too small, it's insignificant. It doesn't solve the problem of Bangladesh. And we decided that if you want to tackle poverty of the country like Bangladesh with 130 million people, you need to have large-scale programs. Otherwise, you don't bring about any significant change. So that became our motto, that small is beautiful, but large scale is absolutely essential in Bangladesh. If you look at the first 8 years of BRAC, after 1980, we had 300 staff. And by 1990, the next 10 years, we had about 3,000 staff. By the year 2000, the next 10 years, we had grown to about 20,000. And now we have more than 30,000 staff, and we are adding probably about 5,000 staff every year. BRAC works in microfinance, where we have got 4.2 million borrowers. And this year we have lent about $450 million. We are working in developing agriculture, livestock, fisheries. We have programs in education. We are providing primary education to 1.2 million children. I think the first thing, of course, when you want to go to scale, you must be determined to bring about change in a significant way. I have found that not many development organizations think big, think national. That's the biggest problem, I think. When I started BRAC, I didn't have any notion that BRAC will become the largest non-governmental organization in the world. Our idea was that we will work in small pilot projects, and the expansion and replication will be done by other entities. We got the idea of national replication once we developed our program in oral rehydration, where we visited all the houses in Bangladesh, and we felt confident that we could replicate our programs. Whatever we did, we could go national. But I think the essential elements of BRAC is that whatever we do it in a small scale first. Test it out. It must be first effective, whatever you are doing. And then once you are effective, then you try to become efficient. By that I mean that you routinize the tasks which are essential and discard those which are inessential. So you become effective and efficient. Once you are effective and efficient, then and then only you can start expanding. And that's what has happened in BRAC. For example, when we started our oral rehydration program, we started in one thana with 30,000 families, and we tried to be effective. And then once we have done that, we started expanding. But not all programs in BRAC are expanding at the same kind of pace. There are still vast numbers of programs which are still in small scale. Let me give you an example. We have just tested a model of training women members of union councils. Union councils are the lowest tier of the local government. And the government has decided that 3 members of the local government must be women. And we felt that these women were elected, but not being provided opportunities to function. So we started in one district, all the women members of the Union Council, we started training them as to their responsibilities, their authority, and the kind of work that they can do. So we have just trained one group of people, and they're wonderfully effective. So this is a pilot, but we'll probably go to scale in the next 2 to 3 years. But it takes about 3 to 4 years to develop a program before one thinks in terms of going to scale with it. And I think, meanwhile, you also need to develop all the other infrastructures to go to scale. Capacity to get your training department effectively in place, your logistics department in place, your accounting department in place. You have to get the internal audit, the monitoring department in place before you can go to scale. So basically, you have to think through all the other management systems which would be needed to control a large-scale program. In BRAC, we have got an internal audit department which has got about 70 people. We have 2 kinds of monitoring that goes on. One is independent monitoring, which doesn't report to program heads, reports to head of audit and monitoring. So they are independent. And then another group of people who are within the project, but they are program monitoring, so managers understand what's going on. So we have both. And then, of course, research is completely independent, and they can come out with any results of programs, which sort of informs us as to how we are doing. So I think most organizations don't do that very effectively.